So here is my driver's side back panel, and as you can see, it's very rusty, and I am going to work to fix this. Alright, so as you can see, I've been pulling pieces out, and it's looking pretty gruesome there. There is a hole here, but it actually looks like it's a perfect circle, so I think that was like a hole that came from the factory in the frame, but this almost looks like tree sap. It just looks like it was probably deteriorating pretty quickly in there. Alright, so two things that I bought to start. I bought this and this here. So this packaging is for this one. This was much larger before I used it. You just put this into a drill here. I have this really cheap Black & Decker that's like rechargeable. It took a lot longer when using this. I also have this one that plugs in, and it gets the job done pretty much like 5 times as fast. But if you don't have something like that, this will work. You just kind of have to give it a little extra elbow grease and possibly charge it in between. So this one it feels like very soft almost, but it kind of like grinds away as you remove like rust from the vehicle. And then this one is just very stiff metal, like a wire brush. Okay, so once you get the car down to the bare metal and you just file everything away, you want to clean that area. And I purchased this here, clean the area with that. And then to fill the area, if it's a larger area, you want to make sure that you're using a body patch. So this is kind of like a screen material, and if I take it out of the packaging here, you can see it actually has like some adhesion, so you pull that off and it sticks. And I'll show you a picture now of how I used it. Okay, so once you have this in place, then the biggest step really in this whole process is filling in that hole. So you buy this Bondo glass, and it's kind of like a putty type material in there. You kind of scoop that out, and my advice is do small areas at a time, small amounts of this. You don't want to be dealing with like a giant pile of this that you have to have in place within 4 minutes before it hardens. And to get it to harden is you add this red paste or cream that's in here, and you kind of make like a circle, and then just do this from one side diameter to the other, and then you just mix it together with something like this, and you kind of go around and try to avoid getting air bubbles into it, because once it hardens, then you'll have kind of some air holes, as you'll see in my final product. I have some issue with that. So once you have your Bondo in place, you leave it for at least 15 minutes to harden. Then you can take sandpaper. 80 grit sandpaper works. You can get like a sanding block, or I have one of these actual electric sanders that I use that helped, but you don't need it. With the Bondo, you want to put like a lot on there, but you just want to make sure you're covering the whole area with the intention to sand it down again, because you want to use more than you think rather than less. So once that's filed down, then you just kind of clean off that area again. And I taped off on my Miata, there's like a black line that separates the red from the bottom, and I literally just found this around my house. Somebody had given this to me. It's just black gloss paint, so I just painted directly over the Bondo, and it worked great. So I painted that, then I let that dry overnight, and then I taped that off, and then I just used this Soul Red touch-up paint that I have for my other car. It's not the exact classic red paint, but as you'll see in my final product, it it looks almost identical just because of where it's at on the car, and it's just not very noticeable. Now, if you take your car in to have rust fixed, it's probably going to cost you like $500 to $1,000, even for like a small job. So if you can do this at home, you can get everything for around 50 bucks. So this is definitely like a do-it-yourself type project. I wasn't able to document it like as I did it, just because it was like so much like dirty work and crap flying everywhere that I'm sorry, but I could not get my camera in places where I could film it. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'm always here to help and offer assistance, but I extended the life of this vehicle quite a bit just from removing like a hole of rust on my car. It would have just spread, and once you lose control of rust, you can't really fix it. You have to weld new panels on, and that's not something that I could do. So alright guys, thank you for watching, and stay tuned. If you want to see some more videos, please subscribe and give this a like if you thought it was a good video. See ya.